So this decided just to drop out of nowhere here. We have a new forbidden and limited list, an emergency ban list. I'm assuming is what's going to happen because the ban list there was one like literally a month and a half ago. So this is going to be interesting. This decided to drop out of nowhere. I was literally just watching the World Cup when I saw this decide to pop up a new updated ban list that will take place on this or effect in December 1st, 2022. So we have about a week and a half left of this format. So let's just see what they decide to hit on this list. Again, a Shizu tier limit. It's kind of been everywhere, so probably going to see a hit on that. We have no monster. Why? What? Why is Curious here? So before the Ishizu came out, Curious was being played in tier limit decks because it was being able to, not only send any card you want to, something like Snow before Snow got banned, but also being able to mill 3. Now, the Ishizu tier limit deck does not use Curious at all. So why is this here? This does not hit the deck whatsoever. I don't think there was any topping decks using Curious, so I don't understand why this is here, to be honest with you. No clue. This does not deserve to be here. Yes, like in previous formats, it was being used, but in this current format of Shizu Tier Limit, it's not being used. So there's really no point for Curious to be here. Kind of a worthless ban. Again, the deck's still going to be able to do things. The Shizu Tier absolutely will still be Tier 0 if this is the only hit to it, but I'm assuming that's not the only hit here. So we have no synchros, no XYZs. The spells, they could ban the field spell if they really want to here. Keep going. Really? Really? You're gonna hit Mystic Mine. You're not gonna hit Mystic Mine on the previous ban list. You're gonna hit Mystic Mine now when it's not really seeing as much play as it once was. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm happy this is here. Fuck this card. This card is a problem. But why did you just do this in the last list? Like, why did it take an emergency? Is this emergency ban list? Probably is. Um, why did you wait until the emergency ban list to hit it when it's not really doing that much? Like, a lot of people are now playing like a lot of cards to counteract Mystic Mine tier limit. And Shizu have their new Heartbeat card, so that's an out to their Mystic Mine. Sprite has Smashers. This is interesting. I don't know why they just didn't do this in the last list. They probably could have done this in the last list. No reason. Very weird to see it on the emergency ban list here. Is there anything else? So they did not ban the field spell for tier limit. Anything in the in the trap department shouldn't be. Yep, basically everything's the same. On to the limited list now. This is probably where most of the hits are going to take place. So let's get right into it here. So nothing to start us off yet. Um, Herald of Orange Light is limited. Okay, so this. Sorry about that little cut there. Got interrupted. So Orange Light being on the list. This is interesting because um, uh, Herald of Orange Light was being used with the Ishizu's cards as more of a hand trap to get not only using it as a monster negation, but also for being able to use the Ishizu cards in graveyard. So this is going to be very interesting. Now that it's at 1, people aren't probably going to play it because you're just not going to see it as much. So being at 1 probably kills the card very much so. But no direct hits just yet here. Maybe we'll see something down here. We're in the T's. No, they didn't limit any of the Ishizus or any of the tier limits. They just decided to hit orange light? What? Okay, that doesn't. Maybe the. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep going here. There shouldn't really be. Maybe the field spells on the limit list. We'll see. Let's see. Where it's in the P's. It's for sure going to be in the P's here. Uh, no, they didn't even hit the field spell. What? And then the traps is nothing. Cool. Okay, nothing really needing in the traps. Semi limits. They semi limit a card. Lyralist Recital Starling goes to 2. Now that I like that. I like that. I like the Leerless deck a lot. Again, in this format, probably not going to do anything. But that being at 2 now is really going to help the deck because now it can make F-Zeros by getting 2 searches as well. So basically, Tri-Brigade Leerless at full power, they don't really need to play a third copy of this. All they're missing is the Submorg Burden Sovereignty, but like they don't really need that card. They can pretty much do their plays. Very interesting. That's the only semi-limit. Then unlimits, we got Tomias. Oh my God! They put Fissure to 3. Whoa! Holy shit. Okay, so unlimits, we got Fissure at 3. Interesting because it's a nice counter to tier limit deck. So there's that, but they didn't really hit the tier limit decks in general. But like something like the birds, the Flunderies, are going to have a very good time with Defizz at 3. They have Tanky at 3. Makes sense. Didn't really do anything at 2. Macrocosmos at 3. Another banish type card for a counter to tier limit. So more is for the Flunder stuff. And the sprites also can use it as well. And then Metaverse being at 3 is also fine because now that Mystic Mind's gone, there's no other field spell that's really going to make Metaverse a problem. So that is perfectly fine. So Defizz and Macrocosmos at 3 is really the only thing that's really going to change in this format. I think everything else they did doesn't really do anything. Like Orange Light is a nice limit and it probably would kill the card, but I don't feel like some players were not on this card. Like if you were playing like a version like a sprite tier limit version, you weren't really on Orange Light because there was just too many cards. It was just making the deck a little too bricky. Again, people are going to change out Orange Light. Orange Light being at 1 ain't going to really change anything. And then the ban of Mystic Mine. Again, I like it, but I mean, this probably should have happened in the last list. And then there was one more. Curious does literally nothing. There was no point for Curious to be limited or banned. Again, the only thing that's going to change in this format is the Fissure and Macrocosmos going to 3. And of course, Mystic Mine being banned. Besides that, there's really nothing else. They didn't hit tier whatsoever. They didn't hit the Ishizus whatsoever. So pretty much Flunder got a boost in this because maybe well you can probably argue that Exo Sisters and like counters to specifically tier limit decks got a boost. But besides that, like nothing else. There's really nothing else. There's probably going to be the same format with just more focus on Defizz and Macrocosmos having out to those cards just because now they're at 3. But man, that was not a good list, I don't think whatsoever. Not hitting any of the tier cards. I think a lot of people just want those cards out of the format. So that's pretty bad. I don't think this is a great list whatsoever. They probably should have just hit the tiers or maybe even hit the field spell. Probably would have been fine just right now. But like Defizz and Macros is the only thing that's going to really do anything in this format to counteract the tier limit decks. Besides that, have fun. Probably just going to be the same format.